This is a short story about a shepherd. And one day, he was counting his sheep, 76, 77, 78, 99, 100, 99, and he noticed one was missing. And the rest of his sheep knew who it was. It was Barnaby. Now Barnaby, earlier that day, had been looking at the green grass and thinking, I'm bored of eating green grass. I want something different, I want some red flowers. So he wandered off and he went up a hill to some red flowers. And as he went further and further up the hill, his feet got stuck in some rocks. And that's when he noticed he was trapped. Now, sometimes in life, we sometimes get trapped. Like we'll tell one little white lie that we think is not important, and then we'll tell another, and then we'll tell another to confront the first two. And eventually, we find ourselves getting into a bit of a mess. Anyway, the shepherd found Barnaby, went looking for Barnaby and found him, and took him home. Now Barnaby did quite well actually, he behaved for a whole 2 days. And then he was looking at his green grass and thinking, I'm getting bored of eating this green grass. I want something different, I want some red flowers. So he wandered off again. And he was going to he was approaching a dark wood. And as you know, in dark woods very often there's wild animals like bears. And there's this bear that was approaching Barnaby. And Barnaby was getting closer to this bear. And as the bear was getting closer, he was thinking, great, lunchtime. So he got out his red and white checkered cloth, his mint sauce, and reared up on his hind legs. And suddenly he heard the sound, Barnaby! And it was the shepherd. So the shepherd went and grabbed him. Barnaby was in danger. Now, sometimes we get in danger, and I remember as a child, my mum used to sort of say, don't go there, don't go swinging on a tyre across the river, because it's dangerous. Especially considering I was only 4. And windows were a bit different in those days. I mean, now we've got double glazing and all sorts. In those days, it was the old wooden frame. And when you opened it, it used to swing on the outside. And I used to actually hold on to the top and actually swing out as if you were swinging on the door. Which panicked my parents because that was the bedroom. Anyway, the shepherd took Barnaby home. And this time, he was a couple of weeks. And then he was looking at green grass again. And thinking, yeah, I'm bored, I want some red flowers. So he started wandering off. And he was approaching some more red flowers. But this time, he thought to himself, you know, the ground seems to stop. And he thought to himself, this must be the end of the world, because the world must end somewhere. So, and he saw this really juicy flower sticking out. So he reached for it. And he fell straight over onto a cliff edge. And Barnaby thought, well, the shepherd is never going to find me here. He realised he was lost. Now when we do things wrong and we go to places we're not supposed to, or we lie, or steal, or general things we're not supposed to do, we create a barrier between us and God. And that's how in life we become lost, because we can't be friends with Him while this barrier is there. So the shepherd eventually found him, and he knew there was great risk to himself, but he didn't care because he loved Barnaby that much that he didn't care what happened to him as long as his lost sheep was okay. That's what happens in life with Jesus. Because Jesus called himself the Good Shepherd, because Jesus said that I'm the Good Shepherd, and the shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. Now, when he laid down his life, he was being punished, but he wasn't being punished for what he had done. He was being punished for what we had done, and what everyone that believed in him had done. So when he died, he broke down that barrier, because he died on a cross. And he died on the cross in order to save us. And in him, we can be safe. Thanks.